Hey guys, what's up? It's Fern. Thank you so much for joining me for another Plenty video. We have finally reached the end of May. I have been counting down, my friends. This is a highly anticipated time for me. I'm actually pre-filming this, so it's 2 weeks prior for me, but when you're watching this, I know I'm going to be very busy doing something else. So yeah, I'm already giddy and it's not even the actual time yet, but just thinking about it. Hello, Editing Fern. So this video was pre-filmed, like I said, and I planned for it to go up last week. I am behind, I am delayed. If you follow me on Instagram, or if you can see that my background is different, then you probably know what big thing happened last week. More on that later. But yeah, sorry, this is kind of confusing because obviously my filming schedule got crazy. Anyways, we are going to be doing May favorites today, and oh my goodness, it was so hard to narrow it down this month, so I just didn't, and I have 10 plants to share with you, but I think that you're going to appreciate all of them. I feel like I have a pretty good variety here, and just some fun updates and everything, so I'm really excited to hop right into it. We're just gonna start right away because yeah, like I said, we have a lot of plants to go through. Okay, I'm actually gonna start off with the one and only begonia because I wanna pop it back in the cabinet. This is a finicky begonia. I will not lie to you, it is difficult. I've killed this thing, well, killed. It's died back completely, probably about 4 times. Luckily, every time I've been able to regrow it. And I still just keep trying to figure it out because I love it so much. This is honestly one of the prettiest begonias and just like honestly prettiest plants out of my collection because the leaves have such an incredible sheen. So this is my Begonia Botanicaz I, which is, it's a hybrid of Darth Vaderiana. I'm not sure what the other parent of this hybrid is, but oh my goodness, it is just so pretty. And I know that this lighting isn't going to do it justice. I'll see if I can insert some footage of this plant in the sun, but it sparkles so much and it just looks so velvety and luxurious. This begonia honestly gives me like holiday vibes or like fall vibes, something about it, just like the deep color and the velvetiness. It's just like, oh my goodness, I love it. And look, like this leaf is hardened off and it's green, and then the new ones come in super red like that. So yeah, it honestly does give me like holiday vibes. It is just so, so pretty. But yeah, this is a begonia that basically needs to stay moist all the time. So for me, that was a struggle for a long time. I mean, it's still an ongoing struggle, but I've been really good with it recently. But yeah, it likes to be moist, and it also likes higher humidity. Every time I've revived this, I've had it either in a cloche or in a Ziploc bag. The Ziploc bag method saves lives, honestly. I feel like I should make a whole video about that because fungus gnats flying around, because I feel like that method, like knowing that method could save a lot of plants for people, so I'll probably do that in the future. But yeah, this is the first one. I've just been obsessed with it because it's finally growing back and the leaves are getting big enough that I'm just really appreciating them. And where it sits inside my Millsbow wide cabinet, the sun hits it like throughout the day a little bit, and it's just so beautiful to see it sparkling. And yeah, it's just so gorgeous. So yeah, that is my first one that I have just been loving lately. And then the second one we're going to talk about also lives in the Millsbow wide cabinet, and I recently showed this plant in, what were we doing? Some sort of repotting or plant chores where I extended the pole and I couldn't make it work with the like larger extension, so I just added the smaller one on, so it looks a little funky, but it works. Anyways, this is my Philodendron brandtianum, and honestly I never thought that I would be talking about this in a favorites video because I've always struggled with it. It's never been a favorite because I've had difficulties with it in the past, and those difficulties mostly stemmed from, love that. The difficulties mostly stemmed from the leaves not unfurling properly. They would get stuck and break off, and that was happening a lot, and I would have to cut them off and just like wait for a nice new leaf to come in. But ever since I extended the pole and it's been growing a little bit more, I've been starting to see the leaves really size up. And look at that newest one. It isn't even finished hardening off, but are you kidding me? I honestly am shocked that I was able to grow this leaf. Like, it is so, so pretty. And look at how small they were down here. Like, just little tiny baby leaves. Like, I'll show you compared to, this pole's kind of unstable in here, so it's kind of hard to show. But that's like the size compared to my hand. And then you saw this one up here compared to my hand. It's much much, much bigger and just so pretty with that silver too. Honestly, it's gorgeous. Yeah, these actually can get pretty big size-wise, which I didn't know until, I don't know, somewhat recently, because you often just see them small, and I don't know if that's because people just have a difficult time growing them or what, but the leaves actually can get like fairly large, which is really cool. So that's definitely my goal now, because I really do think that they just keep getting prettier and prettier as they size up. I don't know if they will hit a point where they stop getting prettier, but for now they're just looking more and more gorgeous with every like leaf jump, and yeah, I'm obsessed. Was this on the other vine? No, this is the last leaf on that main vine that came out. This one's all hardened off, and what's really pretty about the brandtianum is that it hardens to like quite a dark green. So it's a really nice contrast with the silver. And yeah, just looking at the plant as a whole, it just looks so gorgeous. I can't wait to take cuttings eventually, probably once this reaches the top, and just start filling this out a little bit more. But yeah, it's doing really well. And honestly, this plant, actually I planted cuttings in here recently too. I totally forgot about that, but they seem to be doing well. Yeah, I potted cuttings down into here the other day. They root really well. I've never had a problem propagating this plant, which is nice. But yeah, the only thing about it is that I wouldn't really want to take it outside of the greenhouse cabinet because I just wouldn't be confident that it would grow nicely in room humidity. So I don't like that just because it's limiting. But you know, I'm just rolling with it for now because I'm having good luck with it lately and it's just looking so gorgeous. Okay, next, this one is quite fun because I feel like I finally have a decent progress update to share with y'all on my Calathea warscewiczii, or jungle velvet Calathea. If you have been following my channel for a while, then you may know that this is my all-time favorite Calathea. I adore it. The leaves are soft and velvety, and I honestly just think that this is the prettiest Calathea that there is. To me, it just like, it checks all of the boxes. It has like a purple, oh, almost poked myself, has a purple underside as well. Like, oh my goodness, it just doesn't get prettier than this. Like, yeah, I'm a really big fan of it, obviously. And I bought this as a small plant, and I've been trying to grow it out since then. I found it as a small plant just at a local plant shop, and I was freaking out that I was actually able to find one of these because I really wanted one. And this was honestly like a couple of years ago now. So since then, I basically had struggled with that small plant and was unable to really get it to size up or really get it to be like happy. Fast forward to January, and I was like, you know what, this year I really want to be committed to just like putting in the effort to get this plant to thrive, because I feel like I really have to, I don't know, just be on top of watering it and everything and finding the conditions that it really likes. And I did find the conditions that it really likes. That's the good news. The bad news is that the conditions it really likes is inside my greenhouse cabinet, which it is rapidly outgrowing. So yeah, it's spit out like multiple leaves since I put it in there. And as you can see, they're sizing up pretty significantly. So this was the size of leaves that I was working with previously. And now this is the newest leaf, which isn't even fully like unfurled yet, but it is pretty large. It looks gorgeous too. This was the last leaf it put out. Look at that. Oh, it is just so, so pretty. But yeah, so it's super happy, doing amazingly. Like, this leaf is honestly perfect. But yeah, I'm going to soon face the challenge of having to move it out of the cabinet. So yeah, you know, I'm not really looking forward to that, but I'm just gonna do my best. And I'm also kind of doing like a propagation project with it right now. As you can see, I have this sphagnum moss around the base, and I'm basically rooting, because it had a bit of a kind of like a woody stem, almost like a trunk that it was coming up, because I've had it for so long and struggled with it for so long that it just kept growing, but it would lose the lower leaves, you know what I mean? So it was just like a weird naked stump. So I decided to put sphagnum moss and encourage rooting, and it did. It's like fully rooted all around in that sphagnum moss. I was just looking at it the other day. So my plan is to chop this and utilize all of the new fresh roots, pot it up, and then another plant is going to grow from the base, which is going to provide me with an extra plant that I can add to this one, and then just have a more full plant eventually. So that's my plan. However, I did recently do this method with my Alocasia micholitziana, which I have a whole video coming on that. It's one that I've been filming over months now to document the whole process, and it's going through a bit of a rough patch right now, so I'm a little nervous to do it with this plant now, but I don't know, I'm thinking about it. If you've ever done this, let me know. Leave your experience down below, because I've never done it with a Calathea, but I just didn't really like how it had that whole like stem coming, and it also would be nice to be able to get two plants, you know, by like cutting and then splitting them. So yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of uncertain on that now, but just to explain what this whole like sphagnum situation is at the base here, it's basically just like a form of air layering. Anyways, I'm obsessed with her right now. She's so gorgeous and doing so well, and I'm just kind of, you know, trying to figure out how to keep her in her prime. She's a good challenge plant for me, that is for darn sure. Okay, next we have a Hoya. I believe that this is the only Hoya I have on this favorites list this month. Oh my gosh, look, the pot is literally like covered in algae. Okay, we're just gonna roll with it, and I'll wash my hand after. Anyways, this is my Hoya quinquenervia, and this plant, I've been talking about this a little bit within the past like couple of months because it's really started to take off for me, and I am loving it. This is becoming one of my favorite Hoya because it's growing so well for me. This was really slow for the first couple of years that I had it, but now it's just really started to speed up, and look at the most recent leaf I got, like the size. Look at that, it's shiny and gorgeous and has like those light veins. It is just so pretty. And what I really love about this Hoya is that the leaves, oh my god, a web. I'm really noticing spider mites lately and it's scaring me. Gosh. Anyways, the leaves come in this super dark red. Like, look at that. How stunning. I love when Hoya do that. It's such a cool trait, and then they eventually turn green. And this plant is just going wild right now, you guys, because we have another new leaf coming in on this vine right here, and then we have two more I think up here. They're just really small right now, but they're coming. They are coming. So I bet you this whole vine is going to get leaves eventually, and then I'm going to have to wrap it around the trellis again. Hoya vines don't like pointing down, so it's good to always wait until they push out the leaves and then like continue the trajectory of wrapping them around the trellis, you know what I mean? It's so that they're pointing up again on the other end, if that makes any sense. So that's why it's just like growing crazy off of the trellis right now. Yeah, she's honestly living her best life, so it's fine. But yeah, just such a gorgeous Hoya. I've seen other people sun stress these a lot as well. Mine doesn't have, like, it just gets kind of weird markings, honestly. Like, I haven't cracked the code for like the correct lighting to get really nice sun stressing on this. Mine has a little bit, and I don't know, in general, I'm just loving the way that this plant looks as a whole. I love it on this little trellis. This is an Arca trellis from Propagation Diaries, and it's doing a fantastic job of supporting this Hoya, and I just think that it looks so cute. Like, I'm just loving it, and this lives in my bedroom, so again, all of the plants in my bedroom just make me so happy to see them on my little shelf in there. The nice thing about my bedroom shelves, and why I say that sometimes, that I appreciate the plants in my bedroom more, it's not that I necessarily appreciate them all more, but I feel like I kind of get to see them better because they're facing outwards, because the lights are in front or above, whereas a lot of the plants in my living room are facing the window. Like, all the plants on top of my Millsbow wide cabinet are facing out, so I can only see the back of them, and that's because I'm prioritizing them getting the best light rather than me like being able to view them. So yeah, I just really appreciate any of my shelves where the plants are facing outwards so that I can actually see them. But yeah, anyways, side tangent. Okay, I've got to go wash all the algae off of my hand. Be right back. Okay, apparently I have a lot of Anthurium on the rest of the list, so let's start going through some of those. So this is the first one that I have just been in love with. I feel like I've talked about this a little bit recently as well. Well, I did that video about extending the pots on my Anthurium. Actually, let's take a look at that. I wonder if roots have started to grow into any of them. I don't see any, but so far I'm really happy with this. The Anthurium are standing up straighter, which is what I really wanted, and I'm sure that they're gonna root into them eventually. I just can't see, like, it hasn't been that long, so I can't see any along the outside or anything. I'm sure they're gonna love it. Anyways, this plant is really beat up looking. I know, I am aware, but it has this new leaf coming in, which if you watch the Anthurium pot extender video, then you would have seen it was just a really small leaf then, and now it's expanded to look like this. So this is not fully expanded or anything, but it's already just looking so pretty. And oh my goodness, I love this Anthurium so much. Did I even say what this is? Gosh, this is the Crystal Meg Luxurians hybrid. And what I really love about this one is that it gets like that oil spill kind of iridescence. Like the leaves get almost like a blue shift, which is just so pretty. This is definitely in probably my top 3 Anthurium that I currently have. Oh yeah, gosh, it's just so pretty. It looks blue and purple, and it has like a red margin near the sinus there. It's just so gorgeous. I think it needs a bath, honestly. I feel like all of my plants are looking a little bit suspicious for spider mites right now. Yeah, oh my god, it has spider mites, I think. Oh, I keep finding spider mites today. No. I'm gonna have to deal with that because I don't want this new leaf getting damaged. But anyways, yeah, I'm just really loving this Anthurium, and I didn't expect to love it as much as I do. So I'm just sharing my obsession with you people of the internet because yeah, if you come across one, I would definitely grab it. It is very special, and I have just the regular, not regular, but I have just the magnificum. Is it magnificum? Yeah, I think magnificum luxurians hybrid, but it just isn't the same as the crystal meg luxurians hybrid because it doesn't have that iridescent sheen to it that I really love. I'm gonna see if I can take a picture right now because I don't think the camera is really, this camera doesn't really do justice either, honestly, but you gotta trust me, okay? You just gotta trust me. Oh, nice to know that basically every plant in my house needs a spider mite treatment now. Okay, next, another Anthurium, and this one is looking crazy because the petiole is wild. Like, what is even going on here? Sir, excuse me. This actually gets like pinned to the side of the cabinet when it's in there, so it stands up a little bit straighter, but when I take it out, it's just like blip. So yeah, he's just gonna hang out like this, but this is actually, this massive plant is actually one of my seeds that I grew from seed. One of my seedling plants that I grew from seed myself in September or October of 2021. So they're about a year and a half, let's say, old, approximately. And yeah, this is the newest leaf. I'm so happy with how they're looking, and it's been so cool to watch them grow up. Like, it's just, it's so pretty. Oh my goodness, like this light green veining is just gorgeous. This is the last leaf that came in, so that one's hardened off and it's a little bit of a darker green, which is really gorgeous. This is in Pawn. I think it's in the Crystal Star Pawn, and I also have Sphagnum on here, which isn't really doing much. I was trying to promote roots. I mean, I think that they will, but kind of hard to keep it bunched on here. He's just so crazy. But yeah, I've just been obsessed with him lately because obviously this new leaf is huge and it looks amazing. It has this tiny imperfection here, but other than that, it looks pretty darn good. So I'll take it. Yeah, I'm loving it so much. And this is my only one that I have really of the seeds that I grew because I gave one away, I think, and then the other one is just not doing well, and I think I'm gonna chop it all up and just like grow it from chunks because none of the leaves are good. It just needs to be started over. So this is like the one that I have, so yeah, I just really appreciate it. This one almost has like a blue shift to it too, which is really pretty. I actually have no idea what Anthurium Dark Mama looks like one of the parents of this one, which is kind of funny. I should look it up just out of curiosity's sake. Okay, we're nearing the end, but let's break it up with a little Alocasia action. So this is my Alocasia jacklyn, as you can see. And okay, first of all, let me tell you, this plant is a very slow grower, at least in my experience. I feel like I have waited an eternity for this new leaf, but I think it was worth it because look at this. Like, she really just had to bake this for a while because it is immaculate. Yeah, it's huge, it's gorgeous, it looks so healthy, and yeah, I'm just obsessed with this plant. It is so unique. It has just so many unique traits. It's like there's just every like cool trait you could want. Like, obviously the shape is incredible, texture is incredible. It has a layer of hairs on it, which is so cool. You can probably hear my mic. Listen to that. It's like Velcro-y almost. It's just so unique. And then it also has the like patterned petiole that is similar to like the Alocasia zebrina type of vibe. And yeah, it's an alocasia that can grow really big, which is cool. Can't imagine how big the next leaf is gonna be since this one is already this big. But yeah, it's honestly been like pretty low maintenance because I've kind of just ignored it because it hasn't been putting out any leaves or anything. Like, I just water it and kind of let it do its own thing. And then it put out this leaf and I'm like, okay, hi, hello. It's still in the original pot that it came in from Plant Haven, Toronto. Haven't done anything, haven't changed the amendments or anything. I wonder if there's any corms in there. There probably is. Alocasia pop out corms like freaking crazy. I got this from Plant Haven, Toronto, I think in the fall, and I'm so glad that I did. I can't wait to watch it grow even bigger. I just think that it is so freaking cool. So yeah, Alocasia jacklyn. And then back to our Anthurium. This is my Anthurium bakeri, and I just wanted to mention this because this Anthurium makes me so happy. I think it's so beautiful. It's also one of the most low maintenance Anthurium in my collection. But yeah, as you can see, it has these really long pendant. I think this is technically considered a semi-pendant Anthurium. It kind of grows like, they don't hang completely down. They kind of are like, I don't know, sticking out like that, I guess. But yeah, I love this plant way more than I even thought I was going to, and I really am looking forward to it getting even bigger. Where I have it sitting right now, which is kind of on a shelf, every time it catches my eye, I'm just like, wow, like that looks so good. That adds so much to that little area. I just love it, especially in contrast with some of my velvet philodendron that are above it. It's just nice having just like a, you know, classic kind of shiny green leaf, I guess. Yeah, I would say that. It just looks beautiful beside them. So yeah, it's just really been catching my eye lately, and it's also pushing out a new leaf, as you can see, that's gonna expand a bunch, as Anthurium do. And then something else that's really cool is that I think it's blooming or trying to put out an inflow. I think that's what that little thing is. And what's really unique about Anthurium bakeri is that they self-pollinate. So you can get berries from these without like doing the pollination to the inflow yourself, which is so wild, and it turns like this super vibrant red color. I'll insert photos if I can find them. But this is just such a cool plant, and I honestly feel like when it comes to Anthurium, this one's kind of overlooked and underrated. But I'm here to tell you that this is probably one of my favorite Anthurium, and if you're a beginner, highly recommend. For anyone, I recommend. But yeah, it's gorgeous, it's easy, and it's just super cool in that it has some of those more unique traits. So yeah, Anthurium bakeri. Okay, and then my friends, we have come to the last plant, which as you can see is another Anthurium. It is my baby right here, Mr. Pallidiflorum himself. And the reason that he's on my favorites, I mean, he's always one of my favorites. This is probably my #1 top favorite Anthurium. But the reason I'm obsessed with him lately is because this right here, my friends, is a fresh new leaf. So I'll try to back up to show you how big this is. I still need to measure it to get the final score of how long it actually is. I think the last one was, oh, I don't remember. I think almost 2 feet or like 21 inches or something. I'll have to measure this newest one, but it is the longest one, I can already tell. Or is it? This one might be a little bit longer actually, but this might still expand a little bit more. Anyways, not important. This is what it looks like. Holding it up. How freaking cool. Like, wow, he's massive. Can you guys believe how massive he is getting? Because I cannot. It is so crazy. So yeah, this is the new leaf right here. And this plant is just so chill. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how easy and just like uncomplicated this plant is. I repotted him into this container not long ago. I don't really see any roots coming on the outside, but I'm sure he's happy with the up pot. Oh yeah, I do. I can see one right there. I'm sure he's happy with the up pot because Anthurium don't really love to be root bound. They like to be up potted. So yeah, he's doing well. He's doing real well. And obviously he pushed out that new leaf, so he must be happy. But yeah, I just like, I can't believe how big this plant is getting. I don't even know the maximum of like how big these plants can get. Like when is he just gonna max out? I don't know. But for now, I'm just enjoying watching all these new leaves come in. Just such a gorgeous plant, and I'm so thankful that it's as easy going as it is, because I would be really sad if this was a struggle to grow, since I love the way it looks so much. Yeah, I got that one from North Shore Tropicals last year, I believe. So if you're looking for one, maybe check there, because I'm just super happy with the one that I have. Anyways, that's it for me today. I hope that y'all enjoyed. If you watched to the end, leave me a heart emoji down below in the comments. Any color you like, surprise me. Thank you so much for making it to the end, by the way. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and I will be seeing you soon in the next one. Okay, bye.
Try